I'm Dave, and this is Austin Eats.
If you want to make the best burger, grind your own meat. It allows you to control the cuts and quality of meat used, as well as the texture, taste, and fat content. I've been on a quest to make the best burger at home for many years. I like a good old-fashioned basic burger with lettuce, tomato, onion, dressing, and real American cheese. Oh, and I like my burger medium rare to medium, not well done. I have made burgers using just about every type of store-bought ground beef available, and I was always a bit disappointed with both the taste and the texture. So I purchased an inexpensive commercial meat grinder and started grinding my own meat. The simple process of grinding your own meat will significantly elevate the quality of your burgers. Here's why. Reason number one, food safety. We've all heard about the recommendation that ground beef must be cooked to an internal temperature of 160 degrees Fahrenheit. That's because commercial ground beef can have impurities like organs and intestines that can add a bunch of bad bacteria to meat, and food poisoning is no fun. You can avoid that nastiness by grinding specific cuts of meat from a trusted butcher. Most cuts of beef can be cooked medium rare with absolutely no health risk. Reason number two, you can mix different cuts of meat. By selecting the cuts of beef, you can control the fat content and flavor of your burgers. I also like to include prime beef or Wagyu beef when I can find it. Steps to burger bliss. Step number one, invest in a meat grinder. If you're going to grind your own meat, invest in a dedicated meat grinder. I've owned several that attach to another appliance like a mixer and have been disappointed. They were underpowered and poorly designed. The biggest problem with many of these low-end attachments is the area where the shaft goes through the grinding plate. Little bits of metal wear off and mix in with the meat, creating gray gunk around the spindle. That is not something that you want to ingest. I bought a small commercial-grade grinder for a few $100 at an online restaurant supply company. It does a great job, is easy to clean, and there is no gray gunk. Step two, pick your meat. A good quality chuck roast and a top sirloin are a good place to start. The chuck roast adds fat and the top sirloin adds texture and beefy flavor. A whole pack or brisket also makes a good burger. The higher the fat content, the better, so always look for a chuck roast with a little more marbling. Step number three, cut the meat and cool it down. Meat that is nearly frozen is a lot easier to grind than meat that is cool or room temperature. After cutting the meat into cubes, put it in the freezer for about 30 minutes. Also put the parts of the grinder that will contact the meat into the freezer. The meat will be much easier to grind and will be less likely to clog the grinder. Step number four, grind it twice. You need to have two different grinding plates for your grinder. Grind the meat once with a coarse 3/8 inch grinding plate. Then grind it again with a medium 1/4 inch plate. It will improve the texture and consistency of the ground meat. Step 5. Form the patties. Weigh out an 8-ounce portion of meat and form it into a ball. Handle it as little as possible or the burger will be dense. Place the ball on a piece of parchment paper and form it into a patty with a burger press. For something truly special, add 2 tablespoons of beef tallow to a hot cast iron griddle inside your charcoal or gas grill and cook the burger patty there. The extra fat from the beef tallow helps sear the meat and create wonderfully juicy burgers. Be sure to take the grinder apart and clean it well with hot soapy water. A large bottle brush is particularly helpful for cleaning the inside of the grinder head. Be careful, many grinder attachments are made of aluminum and cannot go in the dishwasher. Top tip? If you're going to add American cheese, by all means, buy real American cheese, not cheese food. There is a big difference in how it melts and how it tastes. Read the label carefully because most American cheese on the market is cheese food. Grinding your own meat is the secret to making great burgers at home. The small investment in a good entry-level commercial meat grinder is well worth it. You will never make a burger with store-bought ground beef again. Hey, if you liked the video, let me know, and please subscribe. I'll see you next time on Austin Eats.